A captain's band meant something. Responsibility, leadership, rock-solid strength. Bren had always thought he had these traits in spades, even when he was drinking a bottle of whiskey a day, even when his wife was fucking an NFL wide receiver, even when his problems started to sneak up on him, affecting his play. Because even when all that shit was going down, he had his girls, his beautiful daughters, for whom he would skate through fire. If someone told him he had to surrender his band to spend more time with them, he'd rip it off without question. If Coach Calhoun said he couldn't play in the finals and be a good father at the same time, there would be no contest. While Bren was a natural skater, he was a born father. Fancy sentiments for sure. They meant sweet fuck-all without action. His girls didn't like him much right now. Well, Frankie liked him fine, but then she was an eternal optimist. Catriona wanted to believe. He saw it in her eyes, that quick spark of hope that would dull because he'd let her down, chosen his love of the bottle over his love for her. At the ripe old age of 31, he had a second chance, the playoffs and his girls. 12 years in this business and his first time in the postseason, possibly his last time. He'd stayed in Chicago for Kendra, who liked living there until she didn't. Now he was damaged goods and no team but the Rebels would have him. Sitting on the visitors' bench in the Dallas Steers FedEx Arena, Bren tried to focus on the game. 1 goal apiece, middle of the third. It might have been his imagination, but this level seemed faster, like moving from junior league to the farm team, from the minors to the NHL. Each new grade put you against bigger guys, faster skaters, blink and you miss it plays. The Rebels had played Dallas before, so it shouldn't be different. Yet it was. Desperation tinged the air. It was a best-of-7 series, and it felt like everything was riding on this first game. "You're in, Highlander!" Coach shouted to be heard above the crowd noise, but he needn't have bothered because Bren would have heard a whisper if it told him it was his turn. This was what he lived for. Remy came off and touched his arm, like a passing of the baton. They were both centers, so they rarely played on the same line, unless Coach wanted to mix things up. No one experimented during the playoffs, so when Bren was on, Remy was off. "Allons-y," the Cajun said. "Let's go." All those Frenchisms used to annoy Bren. Remy used to annoy Bren, but not anymore.